Okay, so today we are talking about math in English language. That sounds weird, right? Mathematics and English don't seem very connected. And is it useful to know how to say math things in English? In fact, yes it is. There are a lot of very simple words that come from math or mathematics that we use in many different kinds of situations. And I'm going to teach you just the most basic ones, how the most basic math things can be used in normal, everyday situations. Okay? So first you need to know a couple things. If you have some numbers and you put them together somehow and you get an answer, that is called an equation. Okay, so there are different kinds of equations. Equation usually has some numbers and then some result, some answer. Okay, and they are on two sides of an equals sign. So the equals sign represents the answer. Okay, and there are four other common symbols. There is the plus symbol, the minus symbol, the times symbol, and the divided by symbol. And we're going to talk about each of them. So remember, we have an equals, plus, minus, times, divided by, and an equation. Okay, so that's the basics of doing simple math. And these are common in situations that aren't mathematical. Okay, so here we go. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 4 plus 4 equals 8. When you see this, that's what you say. Plus. 4 plus 4. And this little symbol is called a plus symbol. A plus symbol. The answer is 8. But what you're doing in this case is not called plussing. It is called addition. You are adding. Adding is the verb that you're doing, and addition is the noun for what you're doing. I am doing addition. This is an addition problem. And I am adding numbers together. So we use add in everyday situations all the time, right? If you add water to oil, what happens? So you get water here and oil here, or oil here and water here. Water here, oil here. So you put two things together. You add them together. So we use the same language when we do this kind of problem. Okay? But we also use plus in many situations as well. Here we go. I eat carrots because they're delicious. They're also healthy. That's a plus. So a plus in this case is a noun. A noun. Plus is a noun. It is a plus. If something is a plus, that means it is a good thing. It is a bonus. The reason I eat carrots is not because they're healthy. I eat carrots because they taste good. But they are also healthy. That is a plus. It is a bonus. So plus in this situation is the same as bonus or an extra good thing. That's a plus. That's a plus. Here's another use of plus. Basically means also. You should come and visit home. So maybe let's say my brother is talking to me. You should come and visit home. Plus, mom really misses you. Plus, mom really misses you. It means also. It is the same as well. It's the same as in addition to. So plus is often used in this kind of situation. All right, here is another type of equation. 8 minus 4 equals 4. 8 minus 4 equals 4. Very simple, right? So when you say this, you say minus. Minus. But what you're doing is subtracting. Subtract is a verb. It means to take away. You are subtracting 4 from 8. So when you read the equation, you say 8 minus 4, but what you're doing is subtraction. That's the noun, and the verb is subtracting. I am subtracting something. You can use subtract to say take away. Subtract this means take this away. Okay, so here are some common examples. It's minus 10 degrees outside. So we often use the word minus whenever you see that small minus sign. If it's very cold outside, it's below 0, 10 degrees below 0, you can say that. It's 10 degrees below 0, or it is minus 10 degrees outside. Minus 10 degrees. He was minus a finger on his left hand. He was minus a finger on his left hand. What does that mean? That means this person only had 4 fingers on his left hand. Minus a finger. Minus a finger means take 1 finger away. There was 1 finger missing from his left hand. Same thing. He was minus a finger, or he had a finger missing. Same. It's the same thing. He looked very handsome, minus the mustache. Minus the mustache. What does this mean? So somebody is very handsome, but they also have a mustache. A mustache means you only have hair here. You have hair here. So the mustache doesn't look handsome. The mustache looks stupid, and nobody likes it. It makes him look less handsome. So he was very handsome, minus the mustache. Besides the mustache, he is very handsome. The mustache, stupid, not very cool, a little ugly. So you want to say, besides this thing, you look good. Or besides this, this is true. He was very handsome, minus the mustache. Besides the mustache. Okay, here's the next one. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. So this is a problem of multiplication. If you don't know that word, it's okay. Multiplication, it's a long word. But multiply, you should know. Multiply is a verb, and it's a very common verb. It means to put 2 things together, to do a multiplication problem, right? My problems are multiplied. That means my problems are getting more and more and more very quickly, very quickly. So multiply, verb. Okay, each one of these, the 2 and the 3, are called the factors. If you do multiplication, or you multiply things in an equation, then the 2 things before the equals sign are called the factors. Okay? So here are some examples. How many times have you been to Ireland? When you say the equation, you say times, not multiply, right? 3 times 2, or 2 times 3. You say times when you actually read it. So times describes the number that you did something. How many times have you been there? Times in this situation means number. Or we could say times have changed. Times have changed. That means the time we live in now is different than the time we live in before. This times is different than the one I just said about how many times. This is not that kind of times. This times is talking about this period in our lives. Times have changed. It means this period has changed. At times, I can be really friendly. At others, cold. So sometimes we just say at times. It means the same thing as sometimes. At times, I can be really friendly. At others, or at other times, very cold. That means sometimes this, sometimes this. You can say at times, at times. Okay? So I remember I said the 2 and the 3 are called factors in the problem. And factors can also mean the different parts of something that make you think about something. So let's say, for example, you need to make a decision. You need to decide something. Maybe where to go on vacation. And you have different things you think about when you decide that. How much is it? So the cost of the vacation. You also have to think about maybe the kind of things you want to do on the vacation. You have to think about how far away that place is. Maybe if it's too far, you can't go to a very far place. Each of these things you think about is called a factor. So a factor in an equation and also a factor in, for example, a decision. You can say decision factors, price, and convenience, and location. These are decision factors for deciding where to go on vacation. Decision factors. So I will decide once I consider all the factors. I will decide once I consider all the factors. That means I can't decide until I think about each of the different parts. Or you didn't factor in how much it would cost. So if you factor in something, it means you consider it. So for example, you decide to go on a vacation, and you decide to go to a very beautiful city, and you think the location is good. But one thing you didn't think about was the price. You forgot to consider, you forgot to think about the price. It's too expensive. And so someone notices that, and they say, hey, you forgot to factor in the cost. That means you didn't consider, you didn't think about the cost. You forgot to do that. Okay, so factor in. Factor in is a verb. You need to factor in things. Okay? And that's common in business. Factor in something. When you work at a company, you often have to factor in something, maybe related to cost or something like that. All right, the next one. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. The divided by. What you're doing in this equation is called division. Division. Okay, so you are dividing. That's the verb. Division is the noun, and dividing is the verb. You are dividing things. So divide is a very common verb. It can also be a noun. So here are some examples. Let's divide up the responsibilities so that we can finish on time. So maybe I'm the leader of a group, and we need to do something quickly. And I say to my team, let's divide up the responsibilities. That means you do something, you do something, you do something. Everybody does a part. We divide it up. So you're doing division, but you're doing it with responsibilities, not with numbers. Let's divide up. So divide up means to break into different parts. Okay? To break into different parts. You could have a divided family. So in that case, divide would be an adjective, a divided family. So maybe the family, they can't agree on something, and this part of the family thinks this way, and this part of the family thinks this way. They're divided. They're divided. There is a divide in public opinion. This divide is a noun. There is a divide in public opinion. Some people support him and some people don't. So maybe there's a leader, for example, let's say Obama, and one group likes him, one group does not, and so there is a divide, or the people are divided. If I say the people are divided, that's an adjective. But if I say there is a divide, then divide is a noun. Okay, there is a divide in public opinion. Public opinion means everyone thinks. What everyone thinks. Public opinion. Some people support him, some people don't. Okay? A divide can also describe something you see. If you look at a mountain here and a mountain here, and in the middle, maybe nothing, you could call it a divide. Maybe a divide. Or a mountain in the middle of something. It is also a divide. 2 parts on either side. A divide. Okay. Now I'm going to use it as a verb. A wall divides one part of the house from the other. So divide in this case a verb. I have a house, and the house has this side and has this side. In the middle of the house there is a wall. So a wall divides. The wall is doing something. What is the wall doing? It's making the house into 2 parts. It is dividing the house. Okay, so divide is very common because it can be an adjective, it can be a noun, and it can be a verb. Okay? All right. So try to practice these. Try to come up with your own examples of how to use these. Use plus, divide, divided by, use minus, use addition. Try to use all of these words in normal sentences, common everyday sentences that make sense and that are similar to my examples. And if you get really good at doing this, then when people say this kind of thing, you can understand it really easy, and you can communicate what you want to say using these words as well. Because again, they are very, very common. Okay? So practice this. If you have any questions, just contact me on WeChat, and I'll see you next time.